Well, we talked 2 weeks ago. You weren't a fan of the 2 week hiatus. How have you tried to make sure your guys are keeping weight and keeping loose before this Cornell match?
Well, I think that one thing is they've had a chance to make it several times, and for that reason, it was pretty good this week. Of course, we had finals last week, and kind of giving them every bit of space to do as well as they can. I was pleased with how they controlled their weight, especially the few guys that we do have concerns with.
Obviously, with Cornell, you got a couple of big matchups. Probably the biggest one you think of is Nolan facing a guy that he's beaten but also lost to last year.
Well, you have a solid team in Cornell. I mean, they've got solid weight classes. They may have a couple holes, but in the dual meet, it is about winning 6 matches. And I think in a tough dual meet like this, we really need to focus on winning some of those really tough matches that we're going to see. And I think with Nolan, we had a good match with the champ from last year, Dean, at Cornell, and then he wrestled him in the NCAA championships. And just a couple of mistakes was really the biggest difference in the match. Although Dean really controlled it after Nolan made a couple of mistakes. But I think for Nolan, this is a guy that you're going to have to beat. I think this is the guy probably the best at the weight class, and you got a shot to hit him, in December, and let's try to take advantage of it.
Well, then Kirchner also has kind of a top 10 matchup. What do you want to see from him in that matchup?
Well, his matchup is tough, and this is another one of these guys from Cornell that have really proven themselves. I think that he'll have to have his best match. I've seen this kid wrestle several times, and he's wrestled against us, different guys. He's wrestled Derringer. Crutchman wrestled him at the Southern Scuffle. So they're not new to each other, and for that reason, it's going to be real important that Crutchman create some offense and stay on the offense.
How tough has it been going 2 weeks between duels? I know that was one thing Coach said he was kind of upset at himself for creating that big of a gap between duels.
You know what? We've had 2 weeks, off before a match before this, and just like that, a week in between, we trained hard, so I don't think anything has changed. So I think we're well prepared.
Is it difficult at all to try to, make sure you keep the weight down and whatnot when you're not really competing for that long in between?
For some people, it might be a little difficult, but I mean, if you stay on top of it and don't let it go out of control, it's pretty easy to maintain.
Well, then obviously you got a big matchup coming up this week with Cornell before going into the tournament, kind of the tournament season. What's the mindset going up against this Cornell team, knowing it's another top 10 matchup you guys got?
Yeah, I think just attack, just keep on doing what we've been doing, and just going out there and wrestling hard and just throw up as many points as you possibly can on the board. And if you do that, then good things will come. So.